The first time I saw my bank app in January 2025, I froze. My spending account showed almost nothing, just a few dollars. For a second, my chest tightened. Had I been hacked? Then I remembered this was my plan. Almost all my income had gone straight into savings, just like I told the bank to do. It felt strange. On paper, I was broke. But in reality, I was richer than I'd ever been. My savings account was growing like a quiet garden I didn't have to water every day. In that moment, I realized something. Money feels different when it's waiting for your future, not your next online order. This is the video of my year living on almost nothing. The good, the hard, and the lessons I didn't expect. Because saving isn't just about money. It's about how you live when you decide to keep most of it. 2025 feels like a strange year for money. Prices are still higher than before the pandemic, even though inflation has started to slow. Rent in many cities eats up more than half of a paycheck. Groceries cost more than we remember, even for basics like bread and milk. At the same time, the way we work and earn is changing fast. More people have remote jobs, side hustles, or income coming from different countries. Digital banks, AI budgeting apps, and micro-investing platforms make it easier than ever to move, save, and track money. But there's a catch. These tools also make it easier to spend without thinking. A single click can empty your account before you even notice. That's why 2025 feels like a turning point. We can let money slip away in seconds, or we can use new tools to build a life where our savings grow faster than our expenses. Saving money isn't a new idea. Thousands of years ago, farmers kept extra grain in storage to survive bad seasons. Traders hid coins in clay pots for future trips. Families passed down the habit of keeping something for later like it was a secret recipe. In modern times, extreme saving became more organized. The FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early, taught people to save and invest most of their income so they could stop working decades early. Others tried no-spend months or bare-bones budgeting to cut their expenses to the minimum. But these older methods often felt strict and joyless, as if life had to be paused until you were rich. My 2025 approach was different. I wanted to save almost everything without feeling like I was locking myself in a money cage. I wanted to live now, but also build a future I could trust. The experiment, how I actually saved almost everything. It started as a small idea in late 2024. I saw a short video online where someone said, "What if you treated saving like paying rent to your future self?" That stuck with me. So in January 2025, I set up my bank account to move 85 to 90% of my income straight into savings the moment it arrived. The rest stayed in my spending account for bills, food, and a tiny fun fund. I didn't just cut expenses, I changed my whole rhythm. No spend weekends. Instead of shopping, I explored parks, cooked new recipes, or joined free online classes. Subscription check. I canceled streaming services I barely used and swapped them for free library ebooks and YouTube. Slow living swaps. I started repairing clothes, cooking from scratch, and trading skills with friends. I also leaned on tech. A budgeting app tracked every cent, and an AI finance buddy sent gentle reminders when I got close to my spending limit. At first, it was awkward. I said no to dinners out and scrolled past tempting online sales. But over time, I realized I wasn't missing much. The biggest surprise? I felt calmer. Each month, I watched my savings grow, and it felt like planting seeds in a garden I'd harvested for years. The less I spent, the more I noticed sunsets, conversations, home-cooked meals. This wasn't just about money. It was about creating a life that felt full, without being full of stuff. Lessons learned, the unexpected benefits. By mid-2025, something strange happened. I wasn't just saving money. I was changing in ways I didn't expect. Here are the biggest surprises. 1. Clarity over clutter. When you stop buying things just to fill space, you start to see what actually matters. My home felt calmer. My brain did too. I realized how often I bought things because I was bored, not because I needed them. 2. Creative value discovery. Without money as my first solution, I became creative. Leftover vegetables turned into soups. Old jars became storage for rice and coffee. I started swapping books with friends in other countries through online groups. It felt richer than buying new ones. 3. Community and microjoy. I found joy in free experiences, a neighbor's rooftop sunset, a free street concert, video calls with friends across the globe. These small moments were more memorable than expensive outings. 4. Security versus sacrifice. I thought saving this much would feel like punishment. Instead, it felt like freedom. Knowing I could cover emergencies or take time off work if I wanted gave me peace I'd never felt before. 5. Mindset alchemy. The biggest change was mental. I stopped thinking, I'm giving things up, and started thinking, I'm growing something bigger. It was like shifting from eating all your seeds now to planting them for a bigger harvest later. By the end of the year, my savings were high, but my sense of wealth wasn't about numbers. It was about knowing I could live well on little, that happiness wasn't tied to a price tag, and that the life I was building could weather almost anything. Saving almost all my income didn't shrink my life. It expanded it in ways I never saw coming. Challenges I didn't expect. Saving most of my income wasn't always smooth. Some challenges surprised me. Social FOMO. Friends invited me to dinners, trips, and concerts. Saying no felt awkward at first. I worried they'd think I was boring or broke. Over time, I learned to suggest cheaper hangouts, like home-cooked meals or free events. Tech glitches. 1 month, my savings app moved more money than I planned, leaving my spending account almost empty. For 2 days, I lived on instant noodles before the bank fixed it. It was a reminder to double-check automation. The summer slump. By July, I craved spontaneity. I wanted to buy treats without thinking. To fix this, I made a joy list of zero-cost activities: bike rides, beach walks, movie nights with free streaming. Geography matters. Living in a city with good public transport made this easier. I knew saving this much might be harder in places where daily costs are higher. But I also learned that even in expensive cities, small changes can add up. These bumps didn't stop me, they just taught me how to adjust and keep going. If you want to try saving most of your income without feeling trapped, here's what worked for me in 2025. 1. Start small. Don't jump to saving 90% right away. Try 50% for 1 week, then increase slowly. This gives you time to adjust. 2. Automate your savings. Set up your bank so money moves to savings the moment you get paid. When you never see the money, you're less tempted to spend it. 3. Create a joy currency. Write down things that make you happy but cost nothing, like a walk at sunset, calling an old friend, or learning a skill online. Use this list when you feel like spending. 4. Use smart tools. In 2025, AI budgeting apps and global swap communities make saving easier. Try apps that send gentle spending alerts or connect you to people who trade goods and skills instead of buying. 5. Find your people. Join online or local groups where people share free event ideas or no-spend challenges. Saving feels easier when you're not doing it alone. 6. Stay flexible. If you need to spend more in 1 month, it's okay. Long-term saving is about consistency, not perfection. Remember, this isn't about living a life of less. It's about building a life where you have more freedom, more options, and more peace. Looking ahead, beyond 2025, this year taught me that saving almost all my income isn't just a one-year challenge. It's a mindset I can carry forward. The world is still changing fast. Digital wallets, cross-border payments, and micro-investing platforms are making it easier to grow savings in ways our parents never imagined. Remote work is opening doors to earn from anywhere, which means more chances to control how and where we spend. I don't think I'll always save 90% of my income, but I now know I can live well on much less than I thought. That gives me freedom to take risks, like starting a business, traveling for months, or working fewer hours, without fear. Beyond 2025, this approach isn't just about money. It's about choosing a life that's not controlled by spending habits, but guided by what truly matters. As 2025 ended, I looked at my bank balance and felt something new: calm. My savings had grown, but more importantly, so had my sense of control. I'd learned that life feels bigger when you're not chasing every new thing. You don't have to copy my exact numbers. Maybe you save 10%, maybe 50%. The point is to see what's possible when you put your future first. Try it for a week. Watch what changes, not just in your wallet, but in your mind. Then share your story. You might inspire someone else to start planting their own seeds. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.